let us start with your physics class. So now close your mathematics notebook and take out, if you have a for physics, or if you are writing everything in the same notebook, then continue in the same notebook whatever you are doing. Okay, so now this is our first physics class, I think. Yes, that is in your online. Yeah, so in your video class yesterday, there was no physics class with you. Okay. Okay. So ठीक है, I will upload that. I forgot, I think, yesterday to upload 8th standard physics. I'm sorry for that. Anyway, so now actually through your video class I completed your first chapter, that is states of matter. So let me today quickly revise that. You all must have studied the states of matter in chemistry also. You must have studied in your lower classes in your chemistry, physics. Okay. So let me quickly have a recap of your states of matter, and then we will go to the next chapter, that is physical quantity. So now let us write down some important points. I have shared with you the notes also. Did you get it, all of you? Did you get, all of you, in my video class? While I was doing the video class, I have shared. Okay. So now write down. Okay, now. Okay, fine, no problem. I'll again upload if you require. Now, write down, if you have another notebook, write in that or continue in this only. This is your physics. Okay, your chapter 1 in your textbook. This is your chapter 1, that is states of matter. That is the name of the chapter. Okay, so write down this heading. Let us list out the points. Okay, important points. Okay, so now you all know matter is something which has mass and occupies space, isn't it? So first point you write down, matter has mass and occupies space. Occupies space means it has volume. Matter has mass and occupies space. That is your first point. Okay. Then this matter is made up of tiny particles called molecules, and molecules are further made up of atoms. Okay, so this also you all know. So write down, matter is made up of tiny particles. Tiny means small. Tiny particles called molecules. Okay, and the molecules are further made up of atoms. Molecules are made up of atoms. You are all aware of these facts? Okay. Then now the space between the molecules. The space, these molecules are arranged. Yeah. So the space between the molecules is called intermolecular space. Okay, the space between the molecules is called intermolecular space, and there is a force of attraction between these molecules, that is called intermolecular force of attraction. Yeah, so write down the force of attraction between the molecules is called intermolecular intermolecular force of attraction. Okay, shall I stop here? Hmm? Yes. Yes, tell me. Yeah. Your voice is breaking, child. What is it? Yes. Tell me. Yes. Tell me. Huh. Is known as? I will discuss. Yeah, but that is slightly different. Not this cohesive and adhesive force. Now I am not discussing about cohesive and adhesive force. They are slightly different. This is the force of attraction between the molecules which are inside the substance. The matter is made up of particles, molecules, and there is some space between the molecules, that is called intermolecular space, and the force of attraction between the molecules is called intermolecular force of attraction. But cohesive and adhesive forces are different. That is different. I will discuss later when it comes to you. Okay, that is completely different. That is not the force of attraction between the molecules, that cohesive force or adhesive force. Okay, we will come to it. So right now these points, have you noted down, all of you? Shall I go ahead? Shall I scroll down? Everybody has written down all these points in your notebook? Okay. Now, now we will learn how this intermolecular force of attraction, how the intermolecular space is different in different states of in different. You already, this also you all know. In solids, the molecules are very tightly packed. So that is why the intermolecular force of attraction, I mean intermolecular space, is very less in solids. It is moderate in liquids and maximum in gases. This all you learnt in your 6 standard, 7 standard also, right? Yeah, yeah, changes. Yes, very right. Very good. Okay. So now this difference between the solids, liquids, gases, this is a very well known table you have already learned, but it is again repeated. So let us discuss the points. So how are, yeah, you can, let us make the table. I have also given this table in your video class also. So but still if you write it down in your notebook, it will become a revision for you. So how is the now let us suppose you make a table in this manner. All of you make this table. Make 4 columns. Okay. Now here we will write solids. Here we will write liquids. And here we will write gases. Now the first characteristic is molecular arrangement. Right here, molecular arrangement. So how are the in solids, the molecules are very closely packed or tightly packed. Okay, so in solids the molecules are closely packed. Okay, you all know the diagram also, isn't it? Then in liquids the molecules are not so moderately loosely packed. Okay, molecules are loosely packed in liquids. Molecules are loosely packed. And in gases, molecules are very loosely packed. That's why they can spread like anything. Molecules are very loosely packed. Okay. Is this first point? Then the next point is shape and volume. Okay. Shape and volume. So solids have a definite shape and definite volume, isn't it? Their shape is also definite because they are tightly packed. So their shape cannot be changed. So solids have definite shape and definite volume. Are you writing, children, along with me? Yes. Now liquids do not have a definite shape because they take the shape of the container. If you pour liquid in a cylindrical glass, it will look cylindrical. If you pour the liquid in a spherical cup, it will look spherical. So that means liquids do not have a definite shape. No definite shape takes the shape of the container. Takes the shape of the container. Shape of the container, but volume, they have a definite volume, isn't it? 1 liter, 2 liter, we say na, 1 liter milk, 2 liter milk, that is nothing but the volume of the milk. So but they have definite, yes, but yeah, gases, see, if you open a gas cylinder, the gas will whole room. That is why it is very risky. Gas, if it leaks, it will spread. That is why whenever gas leakage happens in chemical factories, so many deaths happen. Why? Because those chemical gases, they get leaked, they spread across. They spread across because they don't have a definite volume. Their molecules are loosely packed. That is why when perfume on the corner of a room, the whole room, you can smell the flavor of the scent. So why? Because that gas can spread across the room. It can occupy any volume. So that is why gases have no definite shape, no definite volume. Okay. So no definite shape and no definite volume. Right? They can occupy any big. If you compress the gas, it can be uh, compressed into a small cylinder. If you fill the gas in a big cylinder, it will occupy the entire big cylinder. Okay, so that is why they don't have any definite volume. Then the third point is intermolecular space. Then, force of attraction is also there. Intermolecular space is also there. First we will write intermolecular space, then we molecular force of attraction. So intermolecular space. So intermolecular space is minimum in solids because the molecules are tightly packed, moderate in liquids, and maximum in gases. What is this? Intermolecular space. Then intermolecular force of attraction. Are you following, children? Intermolecular force of attraction. Are you all writing, children? Can somebody unmute and tell me? Yes, very good. I hope all of you are writing. Very good. Okay, now intermolecular force of attraction will be maximum in solids. Why? Because they are very closely packed, so they are attracting each other with maximum force. So that is why it is maximum in solids, mean moderate or average, that is in between these two values, and in gases it is minimum. Why? Because the molecules are far apart, so the force of attraction between them is minimum. Okay, then come intermolecular space is equal because of the molecular arrangement. So because the molecules are tightly packed, there is no space or very less space in solid. That is why intermolecular space is minimum. Okay, they are loosely packed in liquid, so the intermolecular space is moderate or average in liquids. And since they are very loosely packed in gases, the intermolecular space is maximum in gases. Okay, is that clear? Okay, then the next topic is the compressibility. Compressibility means if you compress it as the solid hard, it will break. You cannot press. Okay, for example, if you it is not for example, if you take a stone, first of all, so with your hands you cannot compress it. How much ever force you apply, your hand will get hurt. You will get hurt in your hands and palms. Children, I just here I am getting a call from my trustee. I'll just attend this. Give me 1 second. Hello. I am in a class, online class. This class will be over around 12 o'clock. Then.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay, children. So, what did we write? Intermolecular force of attraction is maximum in solids, moderate in liquids, and minimum. Is this clear till here? Then I was discussing about compressibility. So, we cannot compress solids, but what about liquids? Even liquids also cannot be compressed. Suppose if you want to compress 1 liter of milk, in 1 liter, in half a liter glass, can you do it? No. So liquids also cannot be compressed. Only gases can be compressed. Okay. So, but see, if you want to just you take this example, you have a half a liter suppose carton, you have a 1 liter carton, you have that carton full, 1 liter carton full of milk. That 1 liter carton, 1 liter milk, can you fit it in this half a liter carton? No, because how much ever you try, you cannot compress. So maybe very slightly, but it's almost equivalent to no only. You cannot compress liquids. But whereas gases, yes, they can be compressed. Yeah. So write down. The LPG cylinder, there you the gas is in the compressed. LPG is a liquefied petroleum gas, which is in so that is gases compressed. So write down yeah, yes, CNG, yes, yeah. Okay, so compressibility, what will you write under solids? Cannot be compressed. Can be compressed. So solids cannot be compressed, liquids also cannot be compressed, and gases can be compressed. Okay, then you have fluidity. Fluidity means flow, the ability to flow. Okay, can solids flow? 1 minute. Okay, I'll wait. Write down. Have you written down? And gases also can flow. Yeah. So fluidity. So solids cannot flow. Liquids can flow. Okay. And gases also can flow in any direction. Right. Then comes expansion on heating. Gases expand most. No. Yes, gases also. Gases expand maximum because they can expand more, because already the space of intermolecular space is more. If you supply little heat energy, the molecules will spread across because their kinetic energy will increase and they will move apart. Gases can expand maximum, liquids moderate, and solids little, but solids also expand. Okay, that is why liquids, when you boil milk, the milk overflows your vessel, isn't it? You must have seen. That is because on boiling. Yeah. Hello. Who is that? Yeah. Expansion. Your voice is breaking. Who is this? Yeah. Tell me, Nayar. That Nayar, tell me what is your any doubt? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Thermal expansion. Yes. So write down on heating. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That evaporation we will learn. The next thing is change of state. And that is happening because the liquids. Huh. See, first it overflows because its volume increases. If you still keep on heating, then it will also evaporate. And if you still forget, the entire milk will evaporate. Your vessel will become brown and no milk. That is also possible. Sometimes if mummy forgets the milk, it will happen. So that evaporation is because of change of state from liquid to gas. That will be our next topic of change of state. Okay. So we'll be learning many important topics. There are many important definitions which I have already completed in your video lesson, but I will again repeat. Okay. Now let us complete this last one. So solids expand little, least or expand the least or little. Yes, yeah. Liquids expand moderately on heating. Yeah, and gases maximum. Okay. So this differences, this table is done with. So today's class is till what time? Okay, we have till 15 minutes more. So now I will do the change of state. Very, very important. We will be learning many important pardon. Yeah. Yes, 1 second. My handwriting is very bad on this whiteboard. Sorry for that. Okay. You okay? So can you see? This is the first one. Molecular arrangement. Molecules are closely. Everybody has written the first point. Then the second point is shape and volume. Everybody written. Then third one is intermolecular space. Then the next one, intermolecular force of attraction. Then you have compressibility. Then fluidity. Then we expansion on heating. Done? Okay. Now we have change of state of matter. Interchange of state of matter. Now in that we have many different terms, which are very, very important terms that we will be learning. This is all in fact is your recap of your previous knowledge. This all thing you knew actually in your lower classes. Okay. Maybe what we are doing also, some of you may be knowing, you must have done it in standard 7, but we will again repeat. So now first of all, solids change into liquids. When solids are heated, the molecules, what happens, they have their kinetic energy increases. The molecules have energy, molecules are always in random vibration motion. Okay. So when they are supplied with energy, the molecules start vibrating with more energy. The space between them increases. So in solids, the space is very less. When the space increases and when it becomes equal to that of liquid, the solid melts and changes to, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is also there, but in your textbook it is not mentioned. So I did not discuss with you. The textbook that you have this year, it is not mentioned, but that is very true. Yes, they vibrate because they have very little space, so they vibrate minimum. Whereas in liquids they vibrate more, and in gases the vibration is maximum. And that random motion is also called as Brownian movement. That also you must have learnt in your lower classes. Because this is just a recap of your previous knowledge, so they have cut down some points. Okay, so now we will learn the change of state of matter or interchange of state of matter. The first thing is melting. Now this melting is also known as fusion. Another word for melting is fusion. So melting or fusion. Now melting happens what? From solid to liquid. When solid melts and changes into liquid state, that is called melting. So this change is happening from solid state to liquid state. Okay, so write down melting or fusion, solid to is happening. If you remember this, you can write. So if you are asked to define melting, so you have to write melting is a process. Write down melting is a, yeah, write down. Very good. So melting is a process in which the solid state, now solids changes. Melting is a process in which the solid changes to liquid state. Okay, that is called melting, and this happens at a particular temperature for every solid. For example, ice. Ice starts melting at it starts melting from 0 degree and above. Okay, so that temperature where the melting process begins is called melting point. So write down the next topic is melting point. Okay, the first term is melting. Melting is a process in which the solid changes to liquid state. Okay, now the melting point. Melting point is the fixed temperature where this change takes place. Melting point. Melting point is the fixed temperature at which a solid changes to liquid. Okay, so example is melting point of ice. Okay, so example, melting point of ice is 0 degree C. Okay, yeah, but below 0 degree, when the temperature is falling, so at 0 degree centigrade the water starts solidifying, and it solidifies at yeah, when it is rising, so at 0 degree centigrade it starts melting, and it will completely melt maybe when you heat it more, but at 0 degree centigrade the melting process will begin. If you take out ice from the freeze, but where will it begin? When at exactly at 0 degree Celsius it will start melting. If the temperature of the freezer inside your fridge is much less than 0 degree, that is why the ice cubes are intact. But when you take it out, the moment you take it out, the temperature comes to 0 for the ice and it starts melting, isn't it? Because it is first in minus degree temperature, that is lower, less than 0. When you take it out and keep it in the glass, slowly it starts melting, because first it reaches to 0, then 1, 2, 3, then room temperature 30. When it reaches to, it becomes completely plain water. Yeah, so that is how it changes. So the temperature at which the melting begins, temperature at which a solid starts changing to liquid, that is called melting point. Okay, is it clear? Now why is this happening? Because actually when the ice cube, when you bring it out of the freezer, what is happening? It is absorbing the heat from the atmosphere, so the molecules are getting more energy, heat energy. So what is happening? Their molecules are vibrating with more energy, So the space between them increases, and when the space becomes equal to that of liquid, it becomes water. Okay, clear? Okay. So next is evaporation, very very important term. Yeah, yeah. Huh. I will come after evaporation. Term is boiling. First, let me discuss with evaporation. Then I will come to boiling. The next term after evaporation is boiling. So when I do both, your doubt will be clarified. First of all, evaporation is also change of state from liquid to gas. Okay, liquid to gas. But this evaporation happens at all temperatures. Okay, like for example, leave water in a plate. Okay, after few hours, you will see the water has evaporated from the plate. Okay, so what is happening? The water molecules are absorbing the heat from the surroundings. Okay, and their energy is increasing. So the intermolecular space between the molecules is increasing, and so they are changing to water vapor and they are escaping out. But that is a very slow process. Instead of that, if you heat the water on a stove in a vessel, it will evaporate in seconds. Why? Because you are supplying more heat energy. There in evaporation, it is a natural process. It is absorbing heat from the surrounding and slowly it is changing from liquid to gaseous state. Whereas when you boil, what is happening? You are supplying extra heat energy. So there also it is happening liquid to gas only, but there on supply of heat it is happening. So at a particular temperature, the water starts boiling and then the water starts evaporating, and that point is boiling point. For water it is 100 degrees. We will come to it. Yeah, slowly we will come. First let us learn about evaporation. Yes, yes, all that. Yeah, yes, you all know. So, very good. Yes, your voice is Siddharth Nair, I think. Yes, beta. Ha. Now, this evaporation does not happen at the boiling point. It happens at all temperatures, but it happens in a very slow manner. Evaporation happens at all. See, water does not evaporate, water does not boil at lower than 100 degree. But when you leave a plate of water, it never reaches to 100 degree. But in 2 days, it may evaporate. But the same plate of water, uh, yeah, yeah, it is never reaching 100 degree, but still it evaporates. If you put today a plate of room on your center table, and tomorrow if you see, the water might have evaporated in 24 hours. Slowly it might have been whereas boiling is a very quick process. The same water you take in a small vessel and heat it, in within minutes it will evaporate. Why? Because you are supplying yeah, surrounding heat. Okay, even if there is no sun inside your room, still the water will evaporate. Suppose water falls down, so that little bit water, even if you don't void, after some time it will evaporate and it will get dried up, because that much water is absorbing the heat on the surroundings and slowly it is changing to water vapor and escaping. Okay, so let us write down the definition of evaporation. Evaporation is the process during which, you all wrote down the above definition, na? Melting point, all this copied. Okay, okay, good. So evaporation, the process during which a liquid changes into its gaseous state, gaseous state at any temperature or at all temperature, you can say at any temperature. This does not require that 100 degrees Celsius for water to boil and then evaporate. Okay, at any temperature or at all temperatures below the boiling point, below its boiling point. Yeah, okay, very good. So below its boiling point. So this process is called evaporation. So there is no evaporation point. Like there is a melting point, there is a boiling point, but there is nothing called evaporation point, because evaporation happens at all temperatures. Okay, it accepts heat from the surroundings, and then the intermolecular space, and then it becomes changes to liquid to gaseous state. Okay, is that clear? Evaporation is clear. Okay, now it is already 12 o'clock, so now it's time. Next you have this is the last class I think you have. Okay, so tomorrow I will discuss, tomorrow or whenever I have physics class with you, I will discuss. No, it will change. It will change for every week. This is only for this week. Again, for next week timetable, I will upload. I may continue the same if whatever we decide. Let us see. It may be continued. It may be slightly changed. Okay. I would prefer to continue with the same. But let me see what we decide. Let me decide with all the teachers, and then I will decide. Okay. Whatever it is, I will again upload the next week's timetable. So, no, nothing. After this, we have in your textbook, we have boiling, then condensation, freezing, sublimation, deposition. That's all. And then we have, yeah, yes. Who is that? Huh? Yeah, you file them, na? Don't lose them. You file them properly, no problem. It's all right, whatever you have done. If you have written in perforated sheet, yes. So then either you copy the ones from the sheets or step, whatever you want. Only thing is, the more important thing is you must have it with you when you need it. Okay. And once you get your textbook, all these things are in your textbook. Because you don't have the textbook, I am making you do all this written work. Once you get, very soon you will be having the textbooks in your hand. Then it will be much more easier for us to teach and go ahead. Okay. So after this, tomorrow I have next class. I will be doing boiling, condensation. Okay, whenever I have boiling, condensation, freezing, sublimation, deposition. These are the terms. Then we have application of change of state. In that we will be learning the drying of clothes. Then we will be learning change of state of water to steam and all that. And then the change of kulfi, ice cream, whatever you make. Yeah? Yes? Okay, children. So let us stop for today. Yes, all your classes are over. All this was your last. Okay. So okay. So file your pages. So see you tomorrow. Okay. Everybody has written all the points. Okay. Bye. Yes. Yeah. Pardon. What? Yes. What? Yeah. Yes. Better. You are now in this part, right? But if you have a small doubt now, only you ask. Otherwise, in the next physics class, if you have any doubt right now, Yeah, when we have again next physics class, or right now, if you have a doubt, ask. Yes, Siddharth? No, no. Then what you can do maximum is you can message the doubt. Okay, how will you message? You will message it maybe through WhatsApp. You can take down my number. Those who wish to ask me personally can. Yeah, you can email also. But it is better if you message, then I will immediately see. Sometimes email I may miss out. So you may email me on my WhatsApp. My number is wrote down 9820804214. Okay, so but you message and wait for my answer. If I am in a meeting immediately, I may not be able to answer it. So in my free time, I'll see the question and I'll answer. Okay? Okay. Pardon? Pardon? 982080. Have you written down? 9820804214. Oh, okay. Bye.